r/felons. Coconut Dapper says, SLPT, how to win in court. Included photo. Tar8325 says, I highly recommend this legal strategy. You can't be acting like a biatch in front of these judges. Gotta assert dominance the second you walk into the courtroom. Various League 8731 says, I wish it was that easy in court they be acting like the police report and allegations are exactly what happened and you're viewed as a criminal even though it's innocent until proven guilty. Crazy world we live in. Illustrious I8235 says, I wish. Nomsky88 says, facts. r/felons. Ilmango 552 says, active duty military charged with felony. To be upfront, not me, in looking at potential consequences for someone I know. Not sure where else to ask. Someone put a block through my car's window and I'm pretty confident I know who did it. There's video footage, but I haven't seen the video yet. I strongly suspect it was an ex of mine who did it. She is active duty army and the dollar amount of damage is enough to qualify as a felony in my state. I'm wondering what the consequences of a felony charge or a felony conviction would be on her military career. Snorbits9364 says, I'm in the military myself, and I can tell you a few things. If you have actual video evidence showing her throwing the block through your car window, report it to the police, because more than likely her leadership will be contacted. She'll be charged on the civilian side and the military side as well depending on the situation she might stay in, but will get heavily punished, because believe or not the Army, Air Force, etc. wastes millions of dollars on recruits to just kick them out, or the Army can kick her out with a dishonorable discharge. Now read this part please. You need to make sure 100% that your ex did this, because accusations like this can fuck up someone's career and it'll never be the same again. Now I'm not telling you to not report this situation at all, but before you do, go over the footage and make sure it's her before you do anything. I've been in long enough to see people accused of something and it turns out that was not them, and now they're coming to work every day being looked at different, or leadership knowing all their personal business, even being given Article 15s for something they never did. Granted that stuff can be removed, but it affects someone mentally as well. So please have factual evidence before you say it's her, and if it is her then her leadership needs to know so she can be punished as well on the ACMJ side of things. I'm harping so hard on the evidence part because without that I'm telling you she won't get in any trouble at all. Best of luck to you. Aoktfgijkmbrustlin45 says, doesn't matter what the consequences are, really. As long as she's punished, because she'll just do it again if she isn't punished, and next time someone will probably get hurt. Difficult Coconut 164 says, it would most likely end her military career. There's options to reduce the caliber of the charge and not ruin her career. Need Waiver says, I wouldn't give a darn about her military career, obviously she didn't. You have evidence, press charges and watch the tears. Oh well. Present Ambition 6309 says, can't be in any branch with a felony, with exception of the Navy. But good luck, that law was made back when they could have long hair and didn't have many options to choose from. While they may not have many options to choose from today, they won't take a felon. That's just there to say, see, we would allow you if you qualify. I got out with honorable, then much later in life I got my felony. They treat me like crap or they won't treat me. The VA, that is. They diagnosed me and won't treat it. Even had a physician's assistant say to me, go buy your pills from the streets, I'm not prescribing you anything. Verbal harassment much? Then she asked me, I bet you want to hit me? I laughed and said no thank you, I don't hit shit. Then her final straw was to try to gaslight me into taking meds for a different illness in which I do not have. Sad part is law firms won't take the case. so she will get away with her crimes. r/felons. Codnis4351 says, what jobs can you get if you have negative Google results? This question isn't directly about being a felon, but it is related. Say if the charges themselves aren't that bad, but the Google results about you are negative. What jobs can you get if bad Google results appear when someone searches your name? Are there living wage jobs that don't Google you? Dad of 3-1978 says, Attorney General or Secretary of Defense. No vetting required. Worldly P2697 says, President. Any appointed White House or Pentagon job. Don't worry about it if you can't pass all FBI background check. That's newly optional. Stay Active 24207 says, you can get any manual labor job, entry-level auto detailer or mechanic. There's all kinds of places that have had people frick up. As long as you're trying to do better, don't worry about it. If they ask, keep it real and keep it moving. Ubkadazbg says, depends on where you live. I was able to get a lot of search results removed that were not accurate, felon is sealed, but I live in a jurisdiction that has good identity protection laws. Some guy on the internet one says, our upcoming president has far worse Google search returns than I can imagine you'd populate, unless you're a kiddie diddler, then, frick, you deserve it. I used to be in charge of hiring and firing for a few very reputable companies, and not once did I Google someone. I have Googled my own name, and it populates some doctor in another state that's highly spoken of for the area. Google is not very helpful in researching a candidate due to AI and many other bad actors being able to generate unreliable information. I wouldn't stress it. Unless you fit the aforementioned criteria, then you should be stressed to leave your home. Arcane Analyst says, politics. Rock 1,987,173 says, while I was gone, I met a guy in there that was telling me about companies that can move some of that stuff way down the Google pages, so it's harder for people to find it. I never had to use it, so I don't remember what it's called. r/felons. Thanks a lot Bud says, if you are charged with a crime, don't be an imbecile and post about it. Delete your post/comment and talk to a lawyer. Use common sense people. Artful Dabber says, nap that revenge porn chud from yesterday definition got his admission sent to the NHTAS office. Difficult Coconut 164 says, the judicial system will stop at nothing to get a conviction. The judicial systems is not a system of finding those charged with a crime innocent, they specifically get voted into office with a strict focus on getting convictions. The saying innocent until proven guilty is only used to get support. The truth is once you get arrested there's a 96% chance they will create something that will secure a conviction. Even if it's not the original criminal charges, there will be additional criminal charges until a conviction happens. The state's attorney or lawyers that are involved will work together for a plea deal or maximum sentence. The judge will definitely 96% of the time press the maximum sentence if the lawyers involved can't secure a conviction on their own. If you ever get an opportunity to study a law you'd see that 96% is a serious bottom line to not drop below. Anyone sworn into the court system as an officer is going to first make sure that 96% never drops below that. They have laws and plenty of criminal charges that secure their actions. Even if they have to create a new case with new charges, they will. Simple philosophy and sworn law. Don't let one escape. Once your number is on the chopping board, they will find a way to get a conviction. Even through a plea deal, if they have to. Lawworthal says, asking felons to use common sense, wild. Sirisov says, this could be even more general. Yes, don't discuss your charges online, but also, if you've been arrested, but not formally charged, stfu if you broke the law, but didn't get caught, stfu even if you've been charged, but the charges were dropped, stfu. They might be rechargeable, and if not, there might be things you did, while committing the crime, that are separately chargeable. Basically, just don't talk about illegal shit online. r/felons. Thefagthatsaround says, my maximum date went down 3 years upon release from prison. Help. Hello folks. I was recently released from prison onto parole. My maximum date was 2028, and with all my credits on my last statement it was March of that year. However, my release/reporting paperwork says the same day, but 2025. The assessment PO, when I first met her, said, it says you're finishing in 2025. I replied, I thought it was 28. They said they'll look into it. Then when another/my came to do a home check, he told me the same thing, that I'm done in 25. I said again I thought it was 28. He told me to find my discharge paperwork and take a picture of the date for him, and that his computer has the most accurate dates. In my head, because my mind was preconditioned for it, I could have sworn it said 2028, but lo and behold, it indeed said 2025. What the actual frick? 3 years just written off like that? Seeing as I brought it up, my dad was there when he came by. Do I need to do more? Or just let it be and see what happens come March? I'm thinking of when I go in to ask them to check the date again, then ask if it's possible it could be wrong. Or do I just shut the frick up and see what happens? Please advise. Thanks for reading. Cuticle says, let it roll, see what happens. You don't have long to wait now. Imo, even if you ask now, and they say the same thing or even confirm it's 2025, you will still have to wait. Because if it was me I would still doubt it right up until the day. May as well take the easier route and see what happens. Vathri Fodge says, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Let the matter sleep and hopefully enjoy 3 extra years added back on your life. No Brother 1687 says, let it be my guy, if it's a mistake that's on them just take the break and get out and try to make the best of the benefit it gave you. Keep your head on straight and focus on never going back. Regular Poster says, I don't know how it works where you are, but in Indiana you'll get your maximum sentence update and also what's called an EPRAT, which is a calculation of how much time you'll actually do based on your felony levels. Here a level 6 female does 50% time, a level 5 female 75%. If you didn't get a heavy write-up you'll get out at your EPRAT. That's aside from filing motions for early release or programs, OBV. Computer Chris says, stfu and let it happen. Why the frick would you try to correct that? Horror Homework 3456 says, holy smokes, that made me hungry. I went full on Jersey pizza. Turns out Nira's, my favorite, had 2 awesome things about it. 1. Hang out at shift change for cops, status, and a local jail's costs. None of them were stoked about #2. They love bank robbers. Delina's photo everywhere. Da Robinson called yours truly the modern day version of Delina. I show up after 5 years not ordering pie. Guess whose photo, an even better looking bank robber, they took and put up next to my hero? The cops, status, costs were seething when they did it. Those brave clowns in blue who beat up defenseless inmates and motorists and raped the working girls? They ain't got their pictures up on the wall. I hope those assholes choke on the pie and the last thing they see is my effing face on that wall next to John effing Dillinger. I'm so happy for you. I hope your family was glad to have you back. If not, F them too, right? So happy, so proud, so hungry now. Runny eggs and toast. Hokey smokes. Good to know ya. PS your thing. I wouldn't say a word. Take the freebie, yo. They got the system stacked against us. Take everything you can get. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.